Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are going to do a version of this card. We're going to build on it a little bit. I feel like this one's just not quite there, not exactly where I was going with this, but we can certainly see how it looks. I've used Petunia Pop paper and I used Granny Apple Green for the stems here, and then I stamped a Granny Apple Green and used the light Petunia Pop blends to do this. For the card I'm going to build on the video, I'm actually going to use Petunia Pop, and then for the green I'm going to use the Shy Shamrock. These are two of the new in colors, and I chose to use my deckled rectangle dies as opposed to the dies from the bundle in case you only have the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set. You can still use it with some of your basic dies that are not inclusive. And honestly, if you don't have the dies, you can still make this card. You've got your straight edge. If you can take a sharper edge and drag it down the side if you want to ruffle these edges up. So I'm going to use the dies, but you don't have to build this card. You can do it manually. So what we need is our Petunia Pop card base, and I've done it as a side opening landscape card because the front's going to be just a little bit heavy and a 10-fold would just go flat. You need a piece of basic white that will take the largest of the stitched rectangle dies, which is almost 5 1/4 by 4. You need the smallest, I think it's the smallest, no, second smallest stitched rectangle to do the white for the greeting, and then the next size up to do the mat for it. Now, what we're going to do, because it's all going to be covered up, we're actually going to cut out the center of this. I've done this before on the layered cards where I've cut the middle out. Just like this. It has been suggested by a viewer that this would absolutely cut down on the cost of paper, given that the cost of the cardstock is indeed going up in the new catalog. So if you do need to get standard cardstock, you may want to order it in the next couple of days. So I'm just cutting that out, and then I'll have my centerpiece and I'll have my background. So I'm just going to run this through my machine and then we'll start stamping. And the reason I'm doing this before I start stamping is because I want the center section to be blank. I don't want there to be already stamped images on it. So, okay, let's just put all of that out of the way. Okay. So I'm just going to move my dies down here out of the way so that I can work more here. So I'm just going to throw that away. And now I've got my 2 die cut pieces. I also need to die cut this piece, so I'll do that now as well. I'll just run that through here real quick, and then we'll get to building the card. There's a bit of coloring in this one, not a lot, because as you all know, I'm not such a good colorer, and I prefer to use inked stamps to do my images just because I don't feel like I'm a confident colorer. So I'm just going to put this out of the way, and this out of the way, and I'm going to take a piece of scrap here, and I'm going to use my Shy Shamrock, and I'm going to, this one I kind of stamped on 2 sides and I think it's a bit empty, so I'm going to stamp a little bit more. I'm going to leave a bit of the top open, but I'm going to stamp a little bit more. So I'm going to ink that up, and this is the first time I've used Shy Shamrock, so we'll see what it looks like as a stamped image. Oh, that's juicy and bright. So we're just going to angle that one a little bit like that. It's very tropical. We'll bring this one in like this, and then maybe park that one there like that. And I'm just going to come in here and just kind of fill that empty space in there. So I'll have to see how this dries because colors can sometimes be a little bit brighter. I'm going to bring in my greeting piece. I'm going to use Petunia Pop and Dearest Friend, and I'm just going to stamp this down just like that. And then I'm going to come back in with the Shy Shamrock again and the little set of flowers, and I'm going to stamp some there and then come down at the bottom like this. Okay, I'm going to come in with my light Shy Shamrock. Maybe I'll turn this over so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm just going to just touch in the leaves so they're filled. And you get just, the ink is just slightly darker than the blend. So you do still see that outline. I'm just going to come in and do that, like that. Then I'm going to take the light Petunia Pop and just come in and add, I'm just dabbing it in. Part of the reason for that is that it's, because this is not Memento ink, if I kind of drag over top, it'll blur it. So I'm just kind of dabbing the ink in so that it doesn't kind of start to mix together like this. And just keep adding that color in. You can use different colors if you want, but I'm just using these two colors on the video. As always, you can use whatever color combination you like best. And we've got another little flower just down in there. There we go. So then I took this and I mounted it onto the mat. Okay, so we're just going to do that like that. Pull this out of the way now. Okay, and we're going to put adhesive on the piece that we've already stamped. And we're going to line it up in the middle, like that. Then we're putting dimensionals on this piece. As soon as I can grab my dimensionals. Just 4 of them on the back, like this. And then let's peel those off. And pop this down right in the middle, like this. Just kind of line it up so we are a bit centered, and I am just a bit off center, so I'm just going to pop that down like that. And what I've got is some of the new In Color Shimmer Gems, and I'm going to add some of the Petunia Pop just into the greeting there, like this. And then maybe one further down in here, like that. Oops, actually stick it down. And there we have, whoops, our finished card. So I'm still a little bit debating on whether I would do it again with the Shy Shamrock or I would keep it with the Granny Apple Green. So in here you can see the Granny Apple Green, and I used light Granny Apple Green to fill that in. And I almost think I would go Granny Apple Green with the Petunia Pop matte and just do more of the leaves in here. So let me know what you think. Would you do the Petunia Pop matte but do it with the Granny Apple Green, or would you stay with the Shy Shamrock? So let me know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching.